You keep putting your keys in the same bowl by the door, and somehow that counts as a personality now. That little bowl has more say over your morning than your willpower does. Which is a rude thing to admit before coffee, but there it is. You walk in tired, you drop the keys, you sit there for a second, and the room quietly starts making decisions on your behalf. The room always looks innocent. It has that blank, polite face. Very committed to not looking like it runs your life. And the weird part is how normal this feels. You do the thing, then you invent a reason after. You call it being organized, or lazy, or disciplined, depending on whether you are trying to impress someone or excuse yourself to yourself. But a lot of what we call habit is just geography with a better haircut. Same hands, same day, different shelf, different life. I know this because I did the same thing last week. I moved one charger from the kitchen counter to the drawer next to it, and suddenly I stopped forgetting to charge my phone at night. Nothing in my character changed. The charger just stopped hiding in plain sight like a tiny piece of furniture trying to ruin me. That is the basic insult of environment design. It works without asking your opinion. One online experiment from Columbia University, people were asked to become organ donors. When donation was the preset default, about 82% agreed. When they had to actively opt in, only about 42% did. Same people, same question, the box was just already ticked. That is not a moral transformation. That is a paper form, doing a little puppet show. And yet the result is real, not symbolic. Real enough that one tiny preset choice can drag a huge, important decision around by the collar. So if a checkbox can do that, imagine what the pantry does. Imagine what the top drawer does. Imagine what the one open tab on your browser does every time your brain goes looking for a softer landing. Because the mind is very flattering to itself. It loves to show up late, straightening its tie, and say it made a careful decision. But often it just arrived at the scene after the environment had already handled the paperwork. The shelf does this too. A cafeteria study from Massachusetts General Hospital looked at about 6,500 sales a day. Healthy items were labeled green and moved within easy reach. Healthy purchases rose, unhealthy ones dropped, and it held for 2 full years. Nobody was told to eat better. The shelf did the talking. That is almost funny if you think about it too long. Not because people are silly exactly, more because the room is so shameless. It is standing there, quiet as a librarian, while your choices rearrange themselves around it. Move the fruit forward and people become different. Move the pastries into the easy lane and suddenly everyone has a habit again, which is a very convenient word for what happened. The tray's not judging you, it is just being effective. And this is where people usually start talking about motivation, as if motivation were some noble engine and not often just the loudest animal in the room. But the more interesting thing is that the environment does not need to persuade you. It only needs to make one action slightly less annoying than the other one. Slightly, that is enough. A bowl by the door, a green label, a charger in the drawer. Tiny engineering, huge consequences. Extremely annoying for the self-image, naturally. Because the self-image wants a heroic story. It wants to believe you ate the salad because you are becoming the kind of person who eats salad. It wants a little theme music. What it gets more often is proximity. The salad was first. The cookie had a paper hat on. The hand took the nearest thing and then the brain wrote a speech about being intentional. Really inspiring stuff. Very cinematic, no notes. And once you notice this, the consequences start showing up everywhere. You miss a workout because the shoes are in the closet with the winter coats and 3 bags of old receipts. You open the fridge and somehow the easy food is the food that makes your afternoon blurry. You leave your phone on the couch and spend 10 minutes just checking one thing, which is adorable if you like watching a small machine remove an hour from your life. That is the part people keep underestimating. The cost is not only the bad habit itself, it is the trail it leaves behind. The late night snack becomes a rough morning. The rough morning becomes a slow first hour. The slow first hour becomes the email you send with too much heat because you were already behind and slightly hungry, and now your personality has started freelancing. One shelf decision and suddenly your whole day has a limp. And still we prefer to think the problem is inside us. That is the old favorite. I need more discipline, I am just inconsistent. I do better when I am in the right mood. Sure, and I do better when my kitchen looks like a place where people make decent choices instead of a raccoon's final draft. The setting matters because the setting is often the first hand on the wheel. The thing is, you can feel this without saying it out loud. You know the exact moment your plan gets softer? It is when the thing you want is slightly harder to reach than the thing you should not want. A wrapper on the counter, a laptop in bed, a game icon sitting where the document should be. The brain is not a priest. It is a very tired clerk with bad posture. Give it the nearest stamp and it will process the file. That is why the habit question is never really about intention. It is about whether your environment is organized like a nudge toward the life you want or like a tiny obstacle course built by somebody who resents you. And most people live in both at once. The kitchen says one thing, the desk says another, The phone says a third. No wonder the day feels negotiated instead of lived. There's a strange comfort in blaming mood because mood sounds personal, intimate, almost dignified. Habit sounds mechanical. Habit sounds like you are a vending machine with opinions. But researchers at the University of Southern California found something awkward in that regard. Across 2 studies with 809 and 112 people, how strong someone's habit was predicted their behavior better than their mood did. But when asked why they acted, people pointed to their mood, not the habit, even when paid to be accurate. You are running on autopilot and calling it a choice. That is the line people hate because it is too close, too clean, too rude. It explains why you can honestly feel like you chose something and still keep doing the same thing in the same place, with the same timing, under the same stupid light bulb that makes the whole room look like a dentist's waiting area. The mood is the narrator, the habit is the plot. And the plot is usually written by whatever is easiest to reach. Not all habits are loud either. Some are almost polite. You sit down at your desk and immediately open the one app that reliably wastes 12 minutes. You do it before you have even decided what kind of day this is supposed to be. That is the trick. The habit arrives dressed like a choice because it happens quickly enough to escape the witness stand. Then later you say you were stressed, maybe. Or maybe the app was on your home screen and your thumb is not a moral philosopher. This is why people are always shocked by their own patterns. They think habit is something they do after the main decision, like dessert after dinner. But often it is the dinner, the whole thing. The behavior repeats because the setting keeps offering the same little staircase down. The brain, ever the faithful bureaucrat, keeps signing whatever's put in front of it. If you want to see how embarrassing this gets, move one thing. Just one. Put the fruit where you can grab it without thinking. Put the snack in a higher cupboard behind something mildly annoying, like a stock pot the size of a small satellite dish. Leave the running shoes by the bed instead of in the closet. Keep the book on the pillow. Keep the phone in another room if you're trying not to donate your evening to a glowing rectangle with a contemptuous little face. That is not self-improvement in the grand sense. It is more like setting the stage so the wrong actor has to enter from the back alley. The choice still exists, it just stops being unfairly easy to make the wrong one. And yes, people get sentimental about discipline here, as if moving a charger or changing a shelf were beneath the dignity of their inner journey. Fine. Your inner journey can wait while the environment stops sabotaging you like a petty coworker. There is nothing noble about making every good choice a heroic act. That is just bad planning with a motivational poster on top. The more honest version is smaller. You do not need to become a different person before you become a person who does the thing more often. You need the thing to be in the right place, at the right height, in the right line of sight, with the right amount of friction. This is almost offensively practical. The self-help world hates that. Wants a framework with a name and maybe an acronym. A nice little package. Preferably one that sounds like a guy who has a podcast and a retreat. But your actual life is not impressed by frameworks. It is moved by where the keys are. And this spills beyond food or phone habits, obviously. It touches the arguments you have with yourself at night. It touches how often you read, how often you move, how often you answer messages before your brain has fully returned from wherever it went. The environment is not only furniture, it is timing. It is the people around you. It is what gets left out. It is what gets placed first. It is what your eye lands on before your conscience has a chance to produce its little speech. Once you see that, a lot of shame starts to look misplaced. Not gone, misplaced. Because shame keeps insisting the problem is that you are weak in some deep, dramatic way. But many of the most stubborn behaviors are just sticky arrangements. A bowl, a shelf, a notification, a route through the kitchen, a snack in the front row. The room is making small bets on your future, and it has been right too many times. That does not mean you are helpless. It means your power is earlier than you thought, earlier and less glamorous. Put the water where you will see it. Put the book where you will fall into it. Put the friction where the habit used to be lazy. Remove the easiest path to the version of you that keeps arriving uninvited. That is the whole trick, really. Not very mystical. Which is a relief, honestly. Mystical advice usually means someone wants credit for noticing that a shelf exists. And if you are resisting this because it sounds too simple, that is fair. Simple things are annoying because they work without giving you the emotional experience of having solved yourself. No drumroll, no breakthrough montage. Just fewer bad defaults. Just a room that stops whispering the old script to you every 10 minutes. The funniest part is how quickly we adapt to the revised script and call it identity. I am someone who always drinks water in the morning. I am not really a dessert person. I have become the kind of person who reads before bed. Have you, though? Or did you just leave the glass on the nightstand and stop keeping a whole tray of sugar in arms? Reach like a deeply committed amateur? Not that it matters, the result is the result. The room signed the form and you gotta keep the pen. That is the uncomfortable truth at the center of all this. you were never driving. The room was you just had your hands on the wheel, and the room has been patient about it. Patient, smug, and very bad at taking responsibility. So if your day keeps going off in the same direction, look first at the things that are quietly making the easier choice for you. Not in theory, right there, on the counter, by the door, on the screen. The place where you drop the keys without thinking is the same place your habits have been waiting for you. You keep putting your keys in the same bowl by the door, and then wondering why the morning begins there.